Roman facing 2 felony charges for this incident, which occurred back in February. His attorney, however, says he's innocent. He says the officer was following his training and was trying to de-escalate an otherwise dangerous situation. His attorney says Lieutenant Wilfredo Roman is a highly decorated officer who has never been disciplined in his 21 years on the force. As of this afternoon, Roman is free to go back to work after being released on a $5,000 I bond. In court, prosecutors described his alleged crimes. After 2 suspects jumped out of the car they allegedly stole, officers gave chase and took them into custody. While other officers adjusted the handcuffs on a 17-year-old suspect identified by the initials ZK, prosecutors allege Roman approached him. Defendant yelled for ZK to shut up. Defendant then approached ZK from behind and shoved his flashlight into his clothes behind. And later, as the suspect was being led away, Roman allegedly said, "That's what you get for carjacking." A number of uniformed officers appeared in bond court in support of the lieutenant. His attorney says Roman committed no crime.
He is an innocent man. He's an outstanding Chicago police officer, highly decorated. He's fully committed.
The small flashlight, the attorney says, never penetrated the suspect's skin and caused no injuries. He says the carjackers committed the only crimes that night, and the lieutenant was trying to de-escalate the situation and had no intention of hurting anybody. It is the second time in as many days Chicago police officers have faced aggravated battery charges. Just yesterday, officers Victor Guevara and Jeffrey Schaefer were in court for allegedly punching a 17-year-old suspect in January. Well, the 2 teenage suspects involved in the alleged carjacking are still facing charges in juvenile court. Police say they recovered a weapon those suspects used in the carjacking.
I wonder if people think about the fact that, you're going to get the idiot back the blues. They shouldn't have committed a crime. They shouldn't have committed a crime. That's what he gets. That's what he gets. Person does not deserve, when in custody, handcuffed, to be sodomized. I know that's just going to come out of their mouths, but I could, I will always start bringing up, who I'll bring up, the person they want to say was a patriot. All right. This is what creates people to hate cops. This is what creates people to turn into psychopaths when they're abused. Okay. And this is what's causing people to hate police as well. Chicago police lieutenant allegedly shoved a flashlight between the buttocks of the handcuffed carjacking suspect and then yelled to the 17-year-old, "This is what you get for carjacking," prosecutors said Thursday at a felony bond hearing for the officer. And you know what? All those officers that were in support of Roman, they need to be fired, because that means you're a sexual predator. That's it. You're for sexual predators. Lieutenant Wilfredo Roman, 44, and other officers had just caught up to a 17-year-old boy when the incident, which was recorded on police body-worn cameras, took place on the evening of February 9th. The teen allegedly carjacked a man at gunpoint and later bailed out of the car and ran off after the police gave chase. The teen surrendered in an alley on 2000 block of North LeClaire Avenue in the Belmont Cragen neighborhood as he tried to scale a fence that he tossed the gun over, prosecutor said. The teen was complaining about his handcuffs being too tight, that he'd been just running when Roman yelled for him to shut up and approached him from behind and shoved a flashlight in between his buttocks. Cook County Assistant State's Attorney Mary McDonald said during the hearing. The teen reacted by yelling out, she said. Roman then walked away and turned and yelled in the teen's direction, "That's what you get for carjacking." I wouldn't be surprised if he done this before and the cops are covering for him. And if they are, they need to be fired and put in prison. Period. Roman is charged with aggravated battery in the public way and official misconduct, both felonies. Roman's attorney, James McKay, said he couldn't believe the action landed his client in court and pointed out there was no penetration and the flashlight was never on bare skin, but over the teen's clothes. You really have to be twisted in mind to defend somebody like this. You really do. The movement of Lieutenant Roman is a split second, and on the fleshiest part outside of the clothing, which absolutely no injury whatsoever, he said, "This is a spank or a spanking for the love of God." What is a police officer doing spanking? I've had nuns that treated me far worse when I was a kid. Prosecutors, man, this prosecutor should also be fired, never be able to work again, since you want to defend scumbags like this. The teen was not injured and didn't request medical attention, McKay said. Your Honor, the flashlight in question is smaller than my pen, he said. McKay said the teen was an armed carjacker who stood 6'2" and weighed 200 pounds. That doesn't matter. The teen was handcuffed. The teen was handcuffed, posing no threat. The fact that the individual may have engaged in serious felony offenses does not mean that he should have been treated in any way different than anyone else who may come in contact with the police, he said. That is not an argument that this court finds very persuasive. It's not. Juvenile charges against a 17-year-old and another teen accused in the carjacking are pending. Willis allowed Roman to go free on a $5,000 I bond, meaning that if he doesn't show up to his next court date, Roman will be on the hook for the $5,000. Willis denied prosecutors' request that Roman surrender his FOID card and all his weapons. I will not order him to turn in his weapon at this time. That will be for the Chicago Police Department to decide if they wish to allow this man to continue exercising his police powers, Willis said. Roman, who lives on the north side, became a cop in 2000 and has accumulated more than 219 awards, McKay said. He also has 2 children and a fiance, all of whom were in court Thursday. Roman graduated from Smith High School and received a criminal justice degree from the University of Illinois at Chicago before earning a master's degree in business from St. Xavier University, McKay said. Roman surrendered to members of the department's Bureau of Internal Affairs Wednesday night at the Central District Police Station at 1718 South Street, the Chicago Police Department said in a statement Thursday. After learning of the incident in July, 4 months after it occurred, the department promptly relieved Roman of his police powers, the statement said. He could face additional disciplinary actions pending the outcomes of the criminal and administrative investigations, the statement said. He put his kids in a lot of danger because his kids could get harassed due to his mistakes, due to his sick actions. This is Abner Louima all over again. If you all don't know the story, Abner Louima was in a scuffle, and a cop got hit in a scuffle. Cop was trying to break it up. So the cop thought Volpe, his name is Officer Volpe, who did it, took a broomstick and shoved it up Abner Louima's rectum and then paraded it through the police precinct, had his feces all over it. The man was sentenced to go to jail. The cop who also was involved now works for the city of New York, and he works as a carpenter. Where he works, Department of what do they call it? I think Department of Buildings, something like that. It's for affordable housing. They're carpenters who build apartments for affordable for people on Section 8. Okay, carpenter makes a lot of money after being involved in what Officer Volpe did. it's sick because it just reminds me of that case. All right. The case said Roman had never been arrested or disciplined by any police department. A spokesman for the Civil Office of Police Accountability, which investigates police wrongdoing, offered no additional information Thursday other than to say any investigation involving Roman was ongoing. This is sick and it's sad. It really is. And I hope he's punished to the full extent of the law. I hope that prosecutors get every bit of evidence they can. And I don't care what people will say about this. And you're going to have some idiot conservatives say some stupid stuff about this. Back to blue, and talking about, oh, he should have complied. So should have Ashley Babbitt. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, I wonder what would they say if this was a white person, a white 17-year-old that had this happen to them. This is why people say defund the police, even though the police should not be defunded. They should be reformed. This is why people are saying abolish the police, which is even stupider. Because of idiots like this on the force who are making it hard for good cops. And this is sickening and it's sad. But I hope justice is done, because that 17-year-old did not deserve that. Did not deserve that. He was handcuffed. He wasn't a threat. And you don't do that. You don't do that. And this man should be on a sex offenders list. All right. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm also on anchor.fm. Later.